Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I wholeheartedly agree. I want to thank all of you for being here today, and I'm just going to double down on my colleague from Oklahoma's sentiment when we're looking at GSA and making sure that we are divesting of all of the real estate that sits out there unused across the great United States. And I've spent a lot of time digging into that area. I chair the Senate DOGE caucus and have done my squeal work in the United States Senate for a number of years. So I do appreciate the senator from Oklahoma addressing that issue. But there is another issue that I'll continue on with, Mr. Forst. And this is the area of waste that I've been exposing through the misuse of government credit cards. And in March, the federal government held about 4.6 million active purchase cards and accounts with $40 billion of spending on those cards last year. And in recent years, this has included over 11,000 separate transactions at vendors or merchants that are known as high-risk merchants. And those high-risk merchants include casinos, nightclubs, bars, places of that nature. And I can't really see where we can justify government credit cards being used in those types of establishments. So I don't know, what kind of government work is going on there. But Mr. Forst, there are some definite improvements to GSA's Smart Pay program that I think we could implement. But what are you thinking we could do to make that situation better and monitor those cards better for our taxpayers?
Senator Ernst, thank you very much for the question, and thanks for your support on the disposition of federal real estate as well. We'll need your help. In terms of credit cards, in terms of other procurement activities that flow through the agency, there's a tremendous volume in dollars and numbers of transactions, and we have to do our best to make sure we have our arms around that data, and then how we scrub that data and how we look at what's appropriate and not what people want to do, but what people really need to do with those kinds of programs. And so I think this also falls into the category, Senator, of risk management, which is for all these activities, what are risks that we identify, which ones can we absorb, which ones can we mitigate, and which ones should we eliminate, and not be surprised because there's risks that hit us that we hadn't thought about. So your thoughts, your papers, meetings with all the members of the Senate, we are very open to taking suggestions and learning from this and applying that and providing updates as well on the progress we make towards that. It's not a one-and-done exercise. It's something we have to be robust about from the start, and we have to continue, maintain, and feed that process.
No, absolutely, and I look forward to working with you on that. We have also identified a number of former federal employees that have left government employment and take their credit cards with them, and they still use them. So I have introduced the Decline Act, and with that, we would ensure that charge cards are promptly deactivated once those employees are leaving government service. I've talked to other vendors in the credit card space, and they've talked about various trigger mechanisms where if you use those cards at those high-risk merchants, they would be declined on those sites. So, I think there are a number of easy ways that we can wrap our arms around this and make sure that taxpayer dollars aren't being spent for personnel that should not be spending those dollars and maybe inappropriately using those dollars. So, Mr. Mooring, in the minute that I have left, I've introduced the COST Act that would require a price tag to be attached to all Pentagon R&D projects supported with taxpayer dollars, and it was included in the fiscal year 21 National Defense Authorization Act. So it is law now. However, despite that, the Pentagon has not implemented it. So they are not following the law. It makes no sense that the Pentagon is often ignoring the various threats that are posed out there by collaborating with or even financing researchers and institutions with links to China. And then they overclassify documents and not disclose that spending information to keep the taxpayers in the dark. So will the OIG make it a priority to ensure China is getting less access to Pentagon secrets and American citizens are getting more access?
Senator, if confirmed, the department's inspector general will exercise oversight over the policy implementation that you have incorporated into statute.
Thank you. And it is law, so we're very hopeful that we can follow up on that. I thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Blumenthal.
Thanks, Ms.